Hey Virgo. Okay, at the bottom here we have the Knight of Cups. It's a beautiful card, an offer coming in, an offer of love, an offer that makes you um, have a positive emotional response. But the Knights are also ushering change because the Knights tend to be a lot of energy of whatever suit they are. So this is a lot of cups, a lot of emotions. I hope you didn't hear that. I just kind of burped because I'm drinking seltzer water, so I apologize. Um, so this can be some sort of, it's kind of like something emotional happens, but it really sort of um, is the catalyst for sort of a realization. And like maybe you just realize, I'm going to stop nagging my significant other about such and such. Like somehow you see it through their eyes and you're just like, you know what? They're not doing that to defy me. They just don't think it's important. Just the way that it drives me nuts when they don't do such and such, or they talk to me about doing something and I just don't, it doesn't even register with me. It's like so not important. But like you can see, like, maybe we both need to give and just give each other like your little bit of crazy. Like, okay, fine, I will make sure the shoes all line up in the hallway because that seems to drive you bonkers, or I will make sure I shut the cabinets. I actually, that doesn't bug me, like I don't lose sleep over it, but my best friend, who's still my best friend, growing up, her mother, that was a huge pet peeve of hers. So like always shut the cabinet doors. So that was kind of an odd message, but that came through. And then you have this Knight of Pentacles. So Pentacles are money, can be job, but they're kind of like the tangible things in life. So our house, our daily routine, health and well-being. Like I think routine is a good thing. Like how do you how do you deal with your money? How do you plan for things? What's your health routine like? How do you keep your house? And not like keep your house like, are you neat or not? But like, is your house something that is sort of decorated? So if other people come over, they'll think you have a nice place. Or is it decorated for you so that your home is you're surrounded by things you love and your home's comfortable for you and not created for other people. You have a lot of pentacles on the table, which is great. A lot of earth energy. I feel like it like feel good with earth energy. I feel like that's comfortable for them for some reason, and I can't explain why, but I just do. So there's a page of pentacles. This page is really interesting because he's learning patience and planning. He's learning that if he or she, that if they start putting $5 away a month or a paycheck, just opening that bank account and making sure that money goes in there, not touching it. Like after a while, they're like, wow, I can see I didn't waste that money. I had the strength and foresight to put it aside and look at, I've actually got a few $100 here. Maybe I can bump it up to 10. And so he realizes to defer instant gratification, and that's like a really positive, great thing in life. And you can really, if you persevere and have patience, you can accomplish things that people who want things instantly don't have the patience or the ability to do. So it's like you're going to start to realize you have a little bit of a superpower. And just think about like people, we were just talking about health and well-being. I find it very hard, and there's honestly no excuse to work out as regularly as I should. So I'm overweight, and it's absolutely that I don't every day, even when I don't feel like it, work out. I'm good about 3 times a week, but it's just not enough at my age to. Um, it's just not enough. It's just the way it is. So this is like having the ability to just day in, day out, stay dedicated to something and know that it will pay off. Yeah, like you're very, what's the word I want to say? Motivated, focused on something. But I think saving money is definitely one of them. Like you are saving money, like you have a plan for something. Um, Maybe to start a business, you're starting to, or maybe you're planning how you're going to, like, getting the schooling and the certification and everything, because you know in a couple years you want to break free of where you're working and start your own business. It's never too soon to start planning stuff like that. And we have this gorgeous, so we have a couple of really wonderful things here too. Some more pentacles. This Eight of Pentacles, I almost said Eight of Wands, which is interesting. That is a lot of energy and enthusiasm and messages coming in. But this Eight of Pentacles is a card that talks about finding something you love to do. And when you're doing it, you actually become energized. It doesn't drain your energy. And I was telling this story to someone else. I may have been last month's readings, but I took the Myers-Briggs test at work recently, and you can Google it. It's sort of a personality trait. And I had taken it like 15 years ago, but I couldn't remember what I was. And so our leader, who's also a very interesting person, had a really led a like almost like several lifetimes, it seems like in one life, has lived in a lot of different places. And he said, it's hard to, because when you take the Myers-Briggs, it's like, yes, you have to pick one or the other. You can't really hedge. It's like, whatever, it asks you a question and there are two choices and you have to pick one. And it was hard for me. So we're talking about how to take it. And he's like, listen, it's whatever your inherent nature is. We can all, like the way I am at work versus at home is very different. At work, I never procrastinate. I get everything done early. I'm like very like detail oriented. And at home, it's not that I'm not, but I don't, I'm just way more laid back about things. It's like and that is my true nature at home. So and then he said the most interesting thing, which is the point I'm trying to get to, if I ever get there, sorry, that he's like, if you spend your day at work and you come home and you're exhausted, then the work you're doing is going against your true nature. And so the point I was trying to make was that this is work you do that actually energizes you. You're working with yourself to your true potential. It was kind of like in Eat, Pray, Love, Liz Gilbert. Just realized she was at the, I can't remember where she was, but at the Hindu place, I think or Buddhist temple. I can't remember exactly where she went, but they were meditating and she finally was like, I'm taking a vow of silence because I just talk too much. And like that morning, they're like, you're so friendly and outgoing. We want you to become the greeter for new people. Like, so they capitalized instead of, and she was going to squelch or try to suppress. Woo, that was hard to get. It was suppress her true nature. And this is and it doesn't mean if you're, totally obnoxious and your behaviors are extreme to the point you have trouble in society. I'm not talking about that. But if you're really detailed oriented, let's find a detail oriented job. If you're not, let's find something that's not. So it's like you get that and you found something that really works for you. And you get tons of confidence. Like you're just like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to work out, and I do it. I'm going to start pursuing my dreams. And even if I can't quit my job now, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to build a home with, your significant other. Like this could definitely be you guys pooling money. You're going to have more money and really making it a home for yourselves. And lots of high energy. You could definitely attract someone that's very motivated and working on spirituality in themselves, self-improvement in many areas, and is very interested in a life where they're not settling. Like if they hate their job, they've realized, okay, I'm not going to complain about this every day. I'm not going to come home exhausted every day. I'm going to do the work I need to do to move on to something else. Definitely accumulation of money, I have to say. So you have a couple cards down here that are, you have the Seven of Wands. No, that's wrong. The Seven of Swords. Someone who's been behaving badly is about to step in it. So it's like giving themselves enough rope to hang themselves. And then this Five of Swords. Yeah, this is the person that was like, just cared about being right and just likes to stir the pot or whatever. And to me, they're getting theirs, because the reason I'm saying, we have the Justice card on top. So it's almost like, allow things to work themselves out. Like it will work itself out. Don't spend too much time or energy trying to. It's not that like if someone doesn't do something wrong, don't report through the appropriate channels. But then it's like, let it work. It's going to work itself out. It's going to work itself out. You don't have to try to. Don't spend any more energy on the people in your midst that might be behaving badly. And it's interesting. Some of you may have been in a situation in your life where you felt alone, out in the cold, that you were just, again, getting up, going to work, coming home, just like the daily grind, and not feeling like you had enough money, and just not having any time, always running here, running there, just barely keeping it together. Yet there's just some shift where you just like, I feel like it's a mindset, and you're just like making these amazing practical steps in your life it's like you're kind of releasing that, and you're just like becoming super practical about it. I don't think I'm explaining it right, but things are really going to come into balance. In fact, I would even say they sway the other way. If in some area of your life you felt things were sort of lacking, I feel like that they're going to tip almost the other way. All right. Well, I'll see you at the next reading. Bye.